when you step into a fast moving stream and you get lodged up against some belief that doesn't let you go with the flow keeps going and it beats you up. And that's what powerful negative emotion is. So when you feel powerful negative emotion, do you know what it means? It means your life has caused you to call source through you in such a powerful way that you've got a fast moving stream going. And you know what else it means? It means you are focused in opposition of what you've been asking for, and so you are attempting to root yourself to the floor of this stream or to paddle upstream. And as long as you are doing that, this fast-moving stream, the stream that you have set into motion, the stream that is life, the stream that is moving because of your asking for things, that stream will beat you up to the point that you could have misery. So don't do that, yes? So don't you like knowing that it's all you're doing, that everything that you feel is about what you are doing? It's about the stream and how fast you got it going, and it's about what you're doing with your thoughts as you're in the stream. You have control of the way you feel. You have the ability to give yourself relief. And all that is required in giving yourself relief in this stream of life that you are upon is no longer paddling upstream. And this is the thing that we will say again and again today, that we really, really, really want you to leave this gathering knowing. Let's say that what you want is over here, and it's big and beautiful and far from where you think you are. And let's say that you have been paddling in opposition to it, and you are discouraged, even fearful. You are not in belief that you can have this thing that you want. You've been paddling upstream for some time, and that's just where your habit is. Many of you think, especially those of you who've been listening to us for a while, you think that what we're saying is, get your boat turned around in the stream and then put a motor on it and get over there to what you want. And while that might seem nice to you, we want you to understand that it's not that possible, because the vibration of where you are is quite different from the vibration of where you want to be. And we want you to leave this gathering knowing that it's enough to just stop paddling that way. Because in the moment you drop the oars, the stream will turn you. And in the moment that the stream turns you, you'll feel relief, and it will be enough. And think about it. If you don't keep turning around, if you don't keep saying, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, if you don't keep turning around, now the stream has turned you, the stream will carry you. And the more you allow yourself to go with the stream, the more you'll catch up with the rhythm of it, and you will get to all of those things that are downstream where you want to go. Continue to relax in the knowing that it is inevitable, that it is natural that you be the receiver of what you're asking for. And so you stop the struggle and all of the negative antics, and you just go with the flow toward what you are wanting. If you can embrace that philosophy, as soon as tomorrow, things that you have been waiting for will pop into your experience. In the moment that you stop doing this thing where you're pointed upstream and you begin to turn and go with the stream, in the moment that you do that, you'll feel relief. And soon after you feel that relief, you'll begin to reap the benefits, to see the benefits, to have the rewards, to receive the manifestations of those things that you have been waiting for, that have been seemingly hard to reach only because you haven't let yourself move in the direction of where they are. Everything that you want, everything that you have set into motion is downstream. That's why so many teachers are saying to you things like, let go and let God. That's why you hear us say, this is the art of allowing yourself to receive the benefit of all that your life has caused you to ask for. Coming into alignment with who you are is what matters most. Sometimes we see you, even Jerry and Esther, they bite off more than they can chew. They have too many miles to drive and too many seminars to do in a short period of time, and a weekly tape to do, and other demands that are being made of them, and they have themselves scheduled so efficiently that as long as everything goes precisely the way they need it to go, they do just fine. But on the morning that they wake up and push the button and the slider doesn't come in, now they're out of balance because they didn't have that extra 2 hours to call technical support. They didn't have the extra 2 hours to take all of the stuff out from under the bottom of the bus and hook up that remote thing. And even though it is always exhilarating to triumph over crises, they don't have time for crises. And when something gets a little out of whack, when you're on a very tight schedule, then you feel the pressure of it, and then you start paddling upstream. And the thing that we're wanting you to understand is that if you could resist the temptation invitation to paddle upstream in the middle of a life situation that is not pleasing to you. If you could just let where you are be an emotional journey where you choose to feel good anyway, where you make the best of it, where you don't beat the drum of everything that's gone wrong, but where you make the best of it. Isn't it wonderful that technical support is even available to us? And isn't it wonderful that these people that are in Canada, they speak French, actually have someone in the Prepaving department that can speak to us about our slider? And isn't it wonderful that they have thought this through and that they have put a mechanism there so that we can breathe it in manually if we need to? And isn't it wonderful that we have the wherewithal to listen to the instructions on the telephone and perform the activities that they're telling us and bring our slider in anyway? And isn't it wonderful that it's just an anomaly that happens only twice in the whole year and a half that we've had this coach? And so it's not something that's a big deal. And isn't it wonderful that we can get underway anyway? In other words, when you make the best of where you are, then what happens is your future experience is prepaved or benefited by the positive influence that you are contributing to it right here and now in what could be an uphill crisis thing or could be a downhill solution thing. In other words, what we're saying to you is the way you are responding emotionally to what you're living right now is what equals your future attraction, creation, and allowing. No matter what's happening right now, no matter how good or not good it is in relationship with what you think you want or what you want, you've got to make the best of where you are or it cannot improve. You cannot be an objective, honest person who tells everything exactly as it is without holding what is, the essence of what is, into everything that unfolds. So the more you tell those humorous stories of the things that happen to you along your way, the more you throw similar things into your future experience. So you keep getting more hilarious data to pass on to your friends, you see. It isn't until you decide that how you feel is everything and how you feel can be separate from how you have felt. How you feel does not have to always feel exactly the same way that it felt before. You have an option right here and now, no matter what you're living, whether you're sick, whether you're well, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're confused, whether you're clear, whether you're stable, whether you're feeble. You have the option right here and now of going this way in the stream, upstream, or this way in the stream. You don't have the option of being poor and immediately being rich. You don't have the option of being sick and immediately being well. You don't have those options, and that's what trips you up, because you want those options, and you think that you can perform enough action that you can affect that in your life experience. But if you will get it, that you cannot go from here to here in one fell swoop, but that you can choose something that feels worse or something that feels better. When you get in the habit of choosing something that feels better, something that feels better, something that feels better, something that feels better, before you know it, you have left behind the majority of your resistance, and you're flowing nicely with the river that is the river of your life, and things that you've been asking for begin showing up everywhere around you, and you begin to demonstrate for those who are watching you that you are a deliberate creator, and that your life will be the way you have asked for it to be, and that it is not only likely, but that it is inevitable that every single thing that you ask for flows into your experience. And the more you flow downstream deliberately, the more the gap between your asking and your receiving closes, until people will begin to see you and they'll say, it seems that you barely have to utter an inclination for something before the universe has some way of delivering it to you. And you say, isn't it that way for everyone? This universe seems so abundant with options, and now I have gotten into the habit of making the good feeling choices. It's as if I wonder where all of that wonderful stuff always was, because now it seems so easy for it to come into my experience. Nice to know. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. Nothing is off limits. You will notice a perfect unfolding. Because if you've been listening to us here already today, then you understand that this meeting has already happened vibrationally before you dragged your physical bodies here. Because your life caused you to put things in your vibrational escrow, and that's where we are. We're over here knowing that which you have become. And so This art of allowing meeting is about us standing where you want to be, where the larger part of you is. And we'll use every trick in our book to call you over here, to where all the stuff you want, all of the experience, all that you are is. It's our desire to help you to realize that the majority of you, the larger part of you, is non-physical. Do you get that? This physical you that seems so compelling and important, so all important to you, is a part of that which you are. But the larger part of that which you are is non-physical and has expanded because of your physical experience. And that's why when your life causes you to become something and then you don't let yourself really become it, you feel unfulfilled. When your life causes you to ask for things and you don't optimistically move in the direction of them, you feel rotten. And the reason you do is because you're not letting you be that which the larger part of you has become. See how it works? Doesn't this explain to you in one fell swoop every negative emotion you've ever had? Can't you feel how that negative emotion that feels like unfulfillment or guilt or blame or anger or fear or despair, how every one of those negative emotions is about you just not letting yourself be up to speed with that which you have become? Doesn't it explain why when you were little and you tried to explain to your parents or to whoever was listening that you knew what you were doing but they didn't believe you? Doesn't that explain your frustration? Doesn't it explain to you how you know you're right? Esther remembers her father saying, "You just think you're so damn right." And Esther would think to herself, she was smart enough not to say it, she would think to herself, "I think I'm right because I am right. I feel that way because I can't feel otherwise." We know it won't be easy because you've been listening to the peanut gallery for a long time now. But we want you to turn off those navigational systems that are coming to you from the outside and start listening for the call of source, which always consistently, every single time, feels like a feeling of relief. And sometimes you have to feel around. You have to think some thoughts, think this thought, feel how it feels, then think this thought, feel how it feels, then think this one, this one, this one, this one. But mess around with it until you find a thought of relief. And when you find it, smile. I've turned in the stream, and that's all I have to do. I've turned in the stream. Here's the sentence. I've turned in the stream, and that's enough. It has to be enough because it's all you can do. I've turned in the stream, and that's enough. It's not only enough, it's all I need to do. It's not only enough, it's not only all I need to do, it's all I can do. All I can do is turn in the stream. I've turned in the stream, and that's enough. That's the way you make peace with where you are. You make peace with where you are by acknowledging, well, here I am, and what I want may be way downstream, but here I am, and all I have to do, I don't have to get all the way downstream. All I have to do is get pointed in the right direction. And when I point in the right direction, I'll feel relief. That's your emotional journey. And when you get good at that, you will be a masterful creator that everyone who watches you will stand in amazement at the deftness and speed with which you create things that they have formerly thought, at least for themselves, are impossible. You will begin to demonstrate through the power of your own example that you are a creator that is able to create anything that this life experience has the ability to inspire within you. You will begin to write books. You will begin to say to people, you know what? If this life experience can inspire within me the desire to have it, then this life experience has the wherewithal to deliver it to me in full form and fashion. And they will say, and what's your secret? And you say, I don't get bummed out because it doesn't manifest this red hot minute. I don't feel discouraged when I am away from it when it is not manifesting immediately. I take my satisfaction from knowing that I'm pointed in the direction of it. And I take my satisfaction from knowing the inevitable laws of the universe are taking me to it and it to me. In other words, I trust the laws. I have faith in the laws, and I have knowledge about the way I am utilizing the law. And the better I feel, the better things go, and the worse I feel, the worse things go. And so I am finally taking only emotional journeys. And as I take emotional journeys, everything else falls into place. What do you mean, they say? You're standing in the midst of a health crisis and you feel joyful? Yes, because I know the health crisis is temporary. I know that it is an anomaly. I know that it has nothing to do with who I really am.